Mainers love their music. It's part of what we do here on 207, and it's no surprise that country music has a big following in Maine and has for a long time. But
it might surprise you to know there is a museum dedicated to Maine's long history of country music and those who have performed it. As 207's Don Kerrigan found out, it has launched a project to help attract new young musicians.
For Ken and Jane Brooks, country music is the rhythm of their lives. Playing together for more than 25 years, Ken himself has been performing for over half a century. And that time and talent are why 11 years ago he was inducted into the Maine Country Music Hall of Fame.
When I was told I was going to be nominated, I'd never heard of the Hall of Fame. I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody was kidding. What? A Hall of Fame for country music here in Maine?
It might be a well-kept secret, but Ken says Maine is home to the only Country Music Hall of Fame museum north of Nashville, because the music has deep roots here.
In 1978, when they had their first induction ceremony, they inducted Dick Curlis, Hal Lone Pine, and Ken McKenzie.
Legendary names back in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. Hal Lone Pine, who was a regular on radio and on stages in the U.S. and Canada with his wife, Betty Cody. Ken McKenzie, a longtime star with his own Maine radio and TV shows. And arguably Maine's biggest country star, Dick Curlis.
Curlis had national hits. He was well known and liked all over the world.
He was a country star many of us knew back in the day in Bangor. He's one of 150 Maine Hall of Famers honored here, one dating back over a century, fiddle player Millie Dunham from Norway, who became friends with Henry Ford. Two more local stars.
Wow. Curly O'Brien. I only met Curly one time, and Yodel and Slim Clark did a lot of the bluegrass festivals.
And some names you likely don't know, but should.
And Pearlie Curtis is a good example of that. Pearlie played for 8 years for Loretta Lynn. He was her steel player. Okay. Pearlie came from Exeter, Maine.
The Hall of Fame began in 1978, and since it opened here in Mechanic Falls, downstairs from the Silver Spur nightclub, people do come to visit.
Some folks they remember, and the stories start. I saw them there, they did this for me, I bought that CD, oh, I bought that album. That's one thing, is familiarity. And they're surprised at that they know people in the Hall of Fame here.
We may think of country music as a southern and western thing, but Ken and Jane say the music has always had a home in Maine.
Country music's always been about telling stories of the working man, love lost and won, and comedy sometimes, and gospel. It's a combination of those things, and bluegrass, but they all tell some kind of a story.
All these performers have their own stories, like the Bro family. That was Hal Lone Pine's real last name. He and Betty starred together for years. Betty's sister Flo was married and performed with radio DJ and singer Gene Hooper. Their daughter Charlene still performs once in a while. And Hal and Betty's kids, legendary Maine guitar wizard Lenny Bro, who died young.
Chet Atkins introduced Lenny on stage at Carnegie Hall.
And younger brother Denny Bro, who has often shared his talents on 207.
If you could pick a family and say what family is the most important to Maine country music, it would be these people.
But this is country music of the old days. Classic country, Ken and Jane call it, and they worry it will be forgotten. So last year, they started a new award to honor the best teenage guitar players in Maine. This year, it's Maddie Yates from Greeley High, who plays in a bluegrass band.
Again, very shocked. I go to school all day and I'm a very normal person and I do normal person teenage things. But I came home and Ken called me and I suddenly was not a normal person. I was Maine's teen guitar player of the year.
Well, we feel like if we don't make sure young people are learning about what we have here and learning about classic country music, that it'll disappear.
They're our hope.
For Ken and Jane, it's really a mission, hoping the music they love so much can find new fans and new players. Helping the music stay alive and create new memories.
Fun piece. Maddie Yates will get to play on May 21st when the Maine Country Music Hall of Fame holds its annual induction ceremony at the Silver Spur in Mechanic Falls.
The Hall of Fame and Museum is open by appointment right now. Get in touch and they'll arrange for a full tour where you can hear some of the stories of those 150 Maine musicians who have done so much for country music. More information on our website and app.